You're this perp back with another video, and I just got done watching the movie Sissy. This is a brand new Shudder original. Man, Shudder has just been really delivering this year. They've just been putting out some really unique content, and I was blown away by this movie. No spoilers, but man, this movie is fascinating to me. Definitely didn't know what to expect going in. It has, some humor injected into it. But let me talk about this story and what this is about. This is about our main character, Sissy, or Cecilia. She's an influencer. You know what I'm saying? I think she said she had over like 200K or some shit like that. I could be off. But she's all about being like a life guru or just like a mental health kind of guru for people and whatnot. Um, but there's this aspect to her that is missing, and you get introduced to one of her best friends through videotape, of course, and they kind of, are distant. They haven't seen each other in over a decade or so, and you can really relate to that because, after high school, the people that you were really close to, maybe y'all grew up together since elementary, y'all are starting to go your separate ways, and you just start to lose touch. And Sissy ends up coming across Emma, which is her best friend at the time. In that video, they kind of bump into each other in the store and start to kind of reconnect, and Emma kind of extends the olive branch and says, hey, you know what, come out to this little cabin, not a cabin, but this little house that we have out in the middle of nowhere. And a lot of things were kind of going through my mind. I was just like, is this like kind of a trick? Like, is Emma really the big bad here? Like, is this even really Emma? Because it kind of seemed like there was a scene really early on that made me think like, oh wait, is this gonna be is this gonna be one of those cases where it turns out that this is not really Emma and it's just setting up for a trap? Technically, yes and no, without kind of giving it away completely. But as soon as Sissy gets to this house, it's a bunch of Emma's other friends there too. But there's one friend in particular named Alex that her and Sissy have some history, and boy, do they got some rap beef, bro. Like, Alex immediately starts to kind of like switch up or get triggered. I hate that word, but like, it literally triggers her into just kind of like, why is she here? She just feels uncomfortable. And the more that Sissy kind of stays around these people, the more she starts to kind of snap a little bit. She starts to kind of lean towards a certain, mindset, until she starts to hear them kind of trash talking her while Emma's there. Emma's the only one that kind of was like, yeah, I actually like her, but she doesn't really ever stick up for Sissy. You know what I'm saying? And that's a really interesting theme throughout this whole entire movie. And at some point, it just kind of goes left, bro. It just really goes left in a good way. Because when you're watching this movie's like about an hour and 40 minutes, and it definitely drags for at least the first 40 minutes. And then once like it gets to a turning point, it just turns into a full-on slasher, and it's glorious, bro. And I really enjoyed the practical effects, and I really liked Aisha Dean. Her character is really dope as Sissy. I think she was the biggest standout because none of the other characters are really likable. You're just waiting for them to like, something to happen to them. But something ends up happening between Sissy and Alex where that's where like the twists and turns start to happen. There's a lot of things that shocked me in this. Like, damn, it was like, wow, I didn't expect them to go that far. The twist at the end was really dope. And just, you already know how I feel about dark endings. I think that this movie did what it needed to do. Even though I think they could have made this movie like an hour and 25, maybe 30 minutes, kind of cut some of the fat off. But I really enjoyed like the practical effects, all the way that shot. It's not like super low budget or anything. It's good enough to, like, be quality. The bright, vivid colors. I like the way Sissy's hair looks, where it's like this pinkish, reddish look, where sometimes where the sun will hit it or light will hit it, and it kind of looks like blood, like her hair soaked in blood. It's really dope, man. I just really enjoyed this movie overall. I would highly recommend checking this out. Go into it as blind as possible, and I think you will really enjoy it. Till next time, I'm out.